Before the meeting, the body is already tense. Before the exam, sleep already disappears. Before the message arrives, the mind has already imagined rejection. And before the future even exists, the body begins to suffer. Why? Most people today are physically safe, yet mentally many live in a constant state of emergency. Nothing terrible is happening, but the mind keeps preparing as if something terrible is about to happen. And the solutions keep coming. Neuroscience, psychology, meditation, breathwork, yoga, cold showers. 10 minutes to reduce anxiety, 5 minutes to find peace, 60 seconds to reset your nervous system. You've probably seen those videos, but after watching, the anxiety is still there, loyal as ever. Like a dog you've had since childhood, who simply refuses to leave. So today, let's look at someone who never seemed anxious at all. Someone who faced impossible odds, watched friends die, stood before enemies who could destroy planets, and almost never worried about what came next. His name is Goku, and yes, he's fictional, but stay with me. So why doesn't Goku get anxious? He actually does one thing and one thing only. He never predicts his own suffering. That's not the same as ignoring the future. Goku knows if he doesn't defeat King Piccolo, the world falls into darkness. He knows if Vegeta isn't stopped, Earth is finished. He can see that Namek is dying, and his friends need to leave before it does. He understands consequences. He plans, he acts, but he never takes those future outcomes and uses them to torment himself in the present. He doesn't lie awake thinking, what if I'm not strong enough? What if I fail everyone? What if this is the end? He simply shows up, fully, for whatever is in front of him right now. And that's exactly where the rest of us fall apart. Because unlike Goku, we don't just predict the future, we consume ourselves with it. We run simulations of everything that could go wrong. We replay every version of failure before it has a chance to happen. And when those imagined futures look bad enough, we turn around and start blaming the past. That old version of ourselves who didn't study harder, didn't try harder, didn't do better. So we drift, forward into anxiety, backward into regret, forward again, backward again, predicting without end, reviewing without end. While the present moment quietly passes, claimed by no one. When the mind drifts between past and future, there's a network in the brain that lights up. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network. It's the system that runs when you're not fully present. And when it stays on too long, the body responds. Stress hormones rise. Sleep becomes difficult. A low-level sense of dread settles in for no obvious reason. Not because anything is wrong, because the brain keeps running the simulation anyway. But when someone is completely absorbed in what's directly in front of them, that network goes quiet. Psychologists call this state flow. The self-monitoring stops, the future stops mattering, the past stops pulling. There's only this, right now. Goku's brain, if we could scan it, would probably look like that. And here's what's strange. Humans have been finding the same thing for a very long time. In different languages, different centuries, different corners of the world, the exact words change. The disappearance they're describing doesn't. That anxious, calculating mind going quiet. Goku didn't find it through discipline or doctrine. He found it by simply never leaving the present in the first place. So maybe the answer isn't to fight it. Maybe the answer is to find somewhere else to be. Not geographically, but mentally. A place where you are so completely absorbed that there's no room left for the simulation to run. We're not Saiyans. We can't train the way Goku trains. But every one of us, if we look carefully, has somewhere like that. A place or an activity or a practice where time disappears, where the past stops pulling and the future stops calling. It might be music, running, cooking, building something with your hands, a conversation that makes you forget your phone exists. It doesn't need to be grand, it doesn't need to be spiritual, it just needs to be yours. Because the goal isn't to eliminate anxiety. The goal is to remember that there's a version of you who isn't trapped inside it. A version who isn't rehearsing the future or replaying the past, who is just listening to the world as it actually is right now. Not Goku, not a monk, not a mystic, just you. Present. Here. And if you think you don't have a place like that, that's okay. It's never something you find ready-made. It only grows for the people who keep showing up for it. You're already spending that time somewhere, drifting between a future that hasn't arrived and a past that can't be changed. Feeding that dog. Maybe take just a little of that time and try.